Bitch, I'll kill you, then I'll take your whistle.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, which means I'm board-certified by the National Board of Trial Advocacy and by the Minnesota State Bar Association as a criminal law and a criminal trial specialist, which means I don't just hold your hand when you go to court, I actually try cases and win. So today we're reacting to I Hate YoungBoy. This is NBA YoungBoy, and that's Kentrell Golden. Now, we'll also do a little bit of a case update on him. If you remember, he had some trouble with the law enforcement. He was charged with possession of a firearm, felon in possession of a firearm, so that because he's got prior felonies and he can't possess a firearm without it being a violation of the law. This happened as a result of a video, and some interesting things happened in this case favorable to the defense. Now, he got busted in California, as you remember, and then extradited back to Louisiana, and then bond was denied, and then all of a sudden they filed another motion, and they put together a set of conditions that would ensure his remain law-abiding and curfew, and also his reappearance at court. So he's been kind of in lockdown in his own home in Utah. Now, what happened in this case? Well, in this case, the judge said that the video warrant was rendered invalid because the officer who wrote it included misleading information, namely a statement claiming that the reliable witness had informed the police that a group of people were brandishing firearms and filming a rap video on September 28th, 2020. But in reality, the allegation about people brandishing firearms came from an anonymous tip on a 911 call on September 20th, while the allegations about the rap video allegedly was relayed to a senior officer on September 20th by a so-called reliable source. So the judge said the whole truth would have included that the tip about the rap video came on September 27th and not September 28th, which would have negated probable cause to search the SD cards and camera for evidence who possessed firearms or narcotics on September 28th, Judge Dick said. It was also significant that to have a motion to suppress granted in whole or in part, and any time you succeed in the federal system, that type of victory is magnified to an even greater degree, the finding says. So here's what it means. It means there's a whole cache of video evidence that they cannot use. That's a huge defense victory. So if they can't use the videos, what can they use? Well, it didn't exclude the firearms that were found as a result of the search, but they're going to have to put that in his hands somehow. I don't know how they're going to do that. But his trial is scheduled for May 16th. Now, you remember he is on curfew and house arrest and that kind of thing. So that'll put some of what he's saying in his latest piece into context. So without further ado, let's get into I Hate YoungBoy. And I don't hate YoungBoy. And mind you, he's fighting with Lil Durk and the O Block, and we've done some reactions to that stuff. And I don't take a side on any of that. I mean, because I personally don't give a shit about who says what about who. I want it to end. You know, I just want the beefs to end, the killing to stop. And so here's I Hate YoungBoy.
Y'all boy, they gon' kill you, you better stop listening. Tell them niggas fuck 'em, man, they know that I ain't scared of them. How you talking shit when the name die about your cousin now? Gordo got no filter, and he say that they gon' fuck with him.
So, right away, he starts out, they gon' kill you, you better stop dissing them. And he's basically, this is advice he's getting from people. You better stop dissing them or they're gonna kill you. And he's just a badass. He says, fuck them, I don't really care. You know. And here's the thing. Live to fight another day. The more badass you are, on whether you're on music or whatever you're doing, it doesn't really get you anywhere down the road. Tell them, and they know that I ain't scared of them. How you talking shit when nothing ain't died about your cousin Mem? So essentially what he's saying here is, I'm not worried. You didn't do anything after King Von was dead or was murdered. So why would I be afraid of you now? So clean up on aisle O. What does that mean? That means O block, right? So this song is really a diss track. I mean, it is a diss track between he and Lil Durk, and basically O Block. Those are his ops.
I got like 30 mil my mind gone. And I'm gonna be rich inside my casket once my time gone. I'm bumping whiskey, turned up with some groupies while at my home.
And I'm gonna be rich inside my casket once my time gone. I'm bumping wooski, turned up with some groupies while at my home. Now, for starters, he's supposed to be on supervised release or, pretrial release. So he's got conditions, and one of them is you can only have certain people over. But the other thing is he's talking about, and dissing. He's bumping wooski. And if you remember, we did a reaction to the song Computers, which they are total ops. They have a common enemy, the O Block and Lil Durk.
Drop that whack ass song, pussy bitch, you should've known. My daddy said me leave it alone, but I'm like, man, fuck niggas.
So while he dropped that whack ass song, pussy bitch should have known. My daddy's telling me leave it alone, but I'm like, man, fuck them fellas. Now this is a direct response to Lil Durk's diss track where he where he disses, it's just another diss. It's diss. Know that.
Rufus talking stupid, make me bust a nigga. They know I'm on house arrest, so they feel like they're fish. I kill you, then I take it.
So they know that I'm on a house arrest, so they feel like they official. And so here's the thing. So you can't do anything to me because you are locked in your fucking house. I mean, this is just really immature shit when you really think about it. But listen to this next line.
Like they're fish. I kill you, then I take it with some gun on.
Bitch, I'll kill you, then I'll take your whistle. God, no, I don't like you fellas. Bitch, I'll kill you, then I'll take your whistle. This is getting so close. I mean, I know it's music, but it's tit for tat. And if you remember the letters that he wrote out in Cash, I mean, they're threats. And bitch, I'll kill you. I'm on house arrest, so they feel like they're official. Bitch, I'll kill you, then I'll take your whistle. If I was a judge and I see that, I would consider revoking his bond. But I don't think there's any issue with that. I mean, it is just words, and it is to make music and whatever. And so artistic license, like they had rules the day.
Feds wanna lock a nigga up cause he's her baby nigga. Bitch don't bring my baby mama up, she richer than your.
So feds want to lock a fella up because he tote baby missiles. Bitch, don't bring my baby mama up. She richer than your fellas. Well, she's a OnlyFans type of thing, and she's making. That's a reference to. She's making her own dough.
Every nigga did a feature with your slam out to get him. Set him up and pun a nigga. Field goal, Romo. Nah, keep that 9 with me.
So here he's talking about Tony Romo and that's where the 9 comes in because Tony Romo was number 9. I kind of like this. I love that. Did you hear that? That's a direct reference to some murderous shit.
Free bye-bye, that's my evil twin. Nigga bouncing on his tippy toes when he creeping in. He hit drug tested, but still on dope. Prescription came in. I be checked up with my baby mama. I ain't got no fucking friends.
He get drug tested, but still on dope. Prescription came in. I be turned up with my baby mamas. I ain't got no fucking friends. When you are on supervised release, I'm sure he's got a no-use condition, and so he's probably dropping UAs. And if you're in a state that allows for cannabis use, that's probably what he's referring to. So, Pussy fella dissing me, mad about his dead homie. Well, that's obviously a little Dirk and talking about King Von. I'm a real blood. Now, that is what we call self-snitching, because if he ever comes across any kind of case where a gang affiliation, and I don't think it's going to be any issue, but it's self-snitching. And I'm screaming blat. I get free, and they know where I'm at. Posted across that track. So, starting to want to drop my son off. Know somebody might get whacked. Board the jet. You know I'm flying off. I'm smoking thrax. So, here's the thing. He's talking about his girl is afraid. She's afraid to drop the son off, or the daughter off. And he's got 8 kids. And when you are in this murderous life, guess what? None of us are isolated. You know, we all have people that we care about. We all have people in our lives, especially if you have children. And if you have children and you are sitting here leading this thug life, and you're engaging in these in dis, and you know, here's the thing. What have we learned since we started doing these reactions? These disses are disses, and they're fucking serious. And when somebody disses somebody else, they get killed over just stupid shit. Look what happened to King Von. Look what's happened to FBG Duck. You know, these are real murders that are happening. You know, look what's going on in Jacksonville, in New York, in Chicago, everywhere. And so you're engaged in this stuff, puts other people at risk. And that's what he's talking about here with his girl. And when you're sitting there on house arrest, guess what? You're kind of taken out of circulation. So that means you can't protect somebody else. But just because nobody can get to you doesn't mean that they can't get to the people that you care about. And that's the kind of stuff that his baby mama is worried about. So he's kind of telling you what he's going through in this song. You know, he's got trouble with his baby mama. He's got a beef with Lil Durk. But he's making bank. He's got 15 million, whatever. I responding no more. I just wanna make the bitch go away from the go. You know why? They don't let me find home. They don't let me see my daughter from the time I'm home. Boom boom, hear that blinking sound, that's the daughter tone. So they won't let me see my daughter. I mean, there are natural consequences and to getting involved in this stuff, and those natural consequences are impeding on his ability to be a parent, impeding on his ability to go out and be a member of society. Hey, Boots don't even like me, bitch, don't call my phone. Tell Apple I said fuck them, they promote the song. They be hating on Tim and Quando, they act like they wrong. YouTube streamers, they be dick riding, no react no more. All right, he says, YouTube streamers, they be dick riding, don't react no more. In other words, if you're on his side, I'm not supposed to react to his side. Well, I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of peace. Kid don't wanna be my girl, she like them folks. Mama told me fella take my reeling, and I said no. Last night I always think I'm tripping cause I'm real slow. I ain't been thinking I've been sliding, I ain't scared to die. Yeah, I've been thugging, I don't care to die. You know, it's lacking a value for life, and his reckless behavior up until now has kind of demonstrated that, which is just kind of sad in a way, because you know he doesn't care if he lives or dies. Well, he now has 8 kids that do give a shit whether he lives or dies. Fuck with CC, but my oldest brother killed. I be on DC more with that be him. I be on repeat, waiting on them just for the trip. Fuck the whole industry, they know don't try to get at him. We gonna bang for life, fella. How you want to do it for? Yeah, I don't fuck with you, fellas. Believe that. So that is, I hate YoungBoy, and I don't hate YoungBoy, but he's talking in there. You know, the original line is what he sounds like. He's getting advice to not do the diss tracks, and so what does he do? He does a diss track, just exactly opposite of what the advice that he's getting. He also talks about being thug for life, or banging for life. It seems like a. I mean, it's a catchy tune. I'll give you that. But I'd like to see him, and he does other work that isn't so murderous, and not murderous, but so in the face of other people and beef ridden. So look forward to his trial coming up on May 16th of next month. He is going to be. It'll be interesting to see how that trial shakes out. He's got good lawyers for sure, and he does. He has a shot at beating this. I didn't think he did at first, but now that the judge has thrown out all the video evidence, I'm sure there's either DNA evidence. And if there's no DNA evidence, it becomes a much more fightable case. And the posture that the defense team has taken is, bring it on, we're ready to go. And I like that posture. That means that they think they have a pretty decent shot at beating the case. So this is Bruce Rivers, Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for supporting our Patreon, because we're doing some pretty good work with Patreon. Spread the word. And follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.